My name is Sully, better known as Pius. I can help with surahs, so I can recite.
My name is Suhaila, memorizing surahs, reading the Quran, and practicing the Sunnah.
My name is Mommy, better known as Ummi. Islamic education is key to the family. We tune in every day to learn something new, and Sunnahfollowers is helping us, and it could help you too. Tune in every day for new programming. Stay tuned.
And much more.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wake up in the morning, hands and feet get wet, my Lord. Get wet, get wet, my Lord. Wet, my Lord. Wet, my Lord. Wake up in the morning, hands and feet get wet. Get ready for our conversation, deep and in depth. Obligations are serious and need to be met, so I prepare so I won't forget. Go ahead and make a good intention. Yeah, yeah. You can write up some good things. Yeah, make a donation to the side and go from left to make it right. Just remember and don't lose sight. Jannah is the goal. Jannah is the goal. Jannah is the goal.
Hey, I got a couple questions for y'all. The first one, who is your Lord? What is your religion? Who is your prophet? Now, I know this sounds crazy, but if you're one of those people that have been trying to get information and you come across this, or even this, all right, take a listen.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Sister Laila Nasheeba, the Managing Director and Founder of Sunnahfollowers Online Islamic University. As you know, we have classes every day beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we cover everything from Aqidah, which is your belief system, to Seerah, which are the stories of the Prophet, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the story of the companions. Please join us every day beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are broadcasting and streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, DLive, Trovo, and Twitch. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Inna alhamdulillah, wa salat, wa salam ala wa rasulullah. We were having the Minhaj class with Brother Hanif, and Brother Hanif forgot about the class. So what we're going to do is schedule his class for tomorrow. We're rescheduled because Mukhtar is out of town. So inshallah, we'll do the Minhaj class tomorrow at this time at 6:30. And so also, just to remind everybody, later tonight at 9, we have the class with Dr. Ibrahim Jamali. Dr. Ibrahim Jamali will be discussing, continuing his discussion on the rights of women and children, the rights of women and children, and he'll be using I want to see how this looked too. Okay, how does that look? Okay, well, I tried to make a new overlay. Okay, I don't like that one. That one got to go. This gives me a chance to play with this program too. Okay, and so for the new one, this is good, but I need to bring it down some. Can you guys see up there in the corner? Wait, let me see. Let me log my phone in. Or does it, I need to bring that Sunnahfollower stuff down more maybe? Let me see. Let me go on YouTube.
It's fine. We can see it.
Y'all can? Okay, I don't even see how to. Oh, there. That's me live. Oh, it's got that.
We can see it.
Y'all can? Okay, Oh, y'all can't. See, it's so small for me on here. Let me see how. Oh, there. That's me. Oh, I see what it looks like now. Okay, so it's got white. Oh, y'all can't see. It's so small for me on here. Oh. Let me see how. Oh, there. That's me. Oh, I see what it looks like now. Okay, so it's got white. Okay, I got now. I can see how it looks when I make some more overlays. Okay, yeah, that's okay. They can see at the top there. That's pretty okay. All right, but anyway, as I was saying, Brother Hanif is going to do his class tomorrow, and I can move that out. That's me at the bottom. Okay, there. I can do that out. Hold on, where's the banner? Okay, where is the banner? Just to see what a banner look like. Okay, I see how the banner looks. Let me see how it look on my phone. Phone is lagged. Okay, I see that. And let's see the ticker. This is a ticker. Okay, it's at the top. All right. Okay, but anyway, we're gonna reschedule his class for tomorrow at 6:30. And since and we have Dr. Dramali at 9 o'clock tonight, he's gonna be speaking about the rights of women in Islam. So what I'm gonna do, since I was not supposed to have a class, what I'm gonna do just to fill in, I'm gonna give you guys a brief little quiz here. Just off the top of my head, this is from our class, our Akida class on diluting wala wal bara. Wala wal bara. I like that. Wala wal bara. Because we spent a lot of time speaking about allegiance and disassociation. And just to recap, because this is a trying time for all of us Muslims here in America, because this is election time. And there's so much fitting happening in the world. As you guys can see, look what's going on in the Muslim world. It ain't just Gaza. Do you guys see what's going on in Bangladesh? That's another Muslim country. You know, you see Allah is sending. This war did not begin with on October 7th. This war began with the Bush regime. Okay, it started off, you know, with Afghanistan and all of them countries over there when all that fitna happened, Iraq, like the Prophet said, all the major fitna that will impact this entire ummah will occur from the east. It'll all begin in the east, and then it'll spread itself through the rest of the world. The east, meaning Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Jerusalem, those Gulf countries, Saudi Arabia, Lebanon. Oh, yeah, y'all forgot the war in Lebanon in the early 2000s? Oh, yeah. This did not begin October 7th. That's a misconception. This is the war that Allah warned us all of. And he even warned the Christians and Jews of it too in their original books. This war was spoken about by all the prophets, as the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us in an authentic hadith. Every prophet that Allah sent warned his people of the different signs of the last hour. They all warned about the war against the believers, the war against Islam, that we will bring upon ourselves. How do we bring it upon ourselves? By deviating away from the true religion of Allah, which is Islam, total submission. So this war started a while ago. It didn't start just in October last year. Okay, it started in the Bush regime. And now look how it's spreading. Just like the prophet said, it'll start in the east and spread across the earth. Well, it done spread it from that part of the world to Bangladesh. Y'all see what's going on in Bangladesh today. I didn't even know about it until one of my students, Sister Anissa. Y'all know Anissa. She's married. Her husband's from Bangladesh. And when she told me about what's going on, I was appalled. Did y'all know that Bangladesh is a Muslim country? Oh, yeah, it's a Muslim country. Look what's going on. Okay? Yeah, Google it. So Allah, Allah does prove to be true in everything he says. You know, this war will impact every Muslim on this earth, not just the people in Gaza, not just the people in Bosnia. Remember the war in Bosnia started with them too. Not just the people in Lebanon, not just the Iraqis, not just the Iranians, not just the people in Kuwait. Oh yeah, y'all forgot Desert Storm. Not just Nigeria, the Muslims in Nigeria, not just Ghana, not just Somalia. Oh, y'all forgot all that? Not just Egypt, not just the Muslims in the Congo, not just the Muslims in Liberia. Oh, yeah, this has been going on. It's going to eventually hit us here. Well, it has already started. Look what's going on in Europe. How many of you seen what's going on in Europe? In England, United Kingdom. How many of y'all seen that on the news? Oh yeah, destroying Muslims, killing Muslims, attacking Muslim masjids because they thinking that the person that killed the 3 little girls was a Muslim. Oh yeah. Look what's been happening in Australia for quite some time. Blowing up stores, restaurants, killing Muslims because all Muslims are terrorists. It's spreading. Y'all see how Allah speaks the truth. And just to question everybody, because we've been speaking about this for the past year, you know, what are we supposed to do in times like this? What did the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam tell us to do when you've lived to see all these Muslim countries and Muslims around the world, you know, at war? What are we supposed to do? What did our prophet tell us to do? How do we handle ourselves? Can anyone tell us?
Have the correct belief system. Make sure you're doing your obligations to Allah.
Exactly.
And make dua. Make dua.
Exactly. You know, boycotting and picking up signs and all that stuff, that ain't got nothing to do with anything. Because you can protest against the qadr of Allah all you want to. Like Allah says, the ink is dried, the book is closed. He said, I'm in control of this. We got to first understand that war comes from Allah. It don't come from man. Allah is the one that wills it to happen. And we talked about how the qadr of Allah works, how the decree works. Allah creates the circumstances. Allah creates the scenarios. Oh yeah, he's the creator of good and evil. Allah creates the circumstances that leads up to the war. He writes and creates the scenario, and then we carry it out. Because who knows us better than him? Who knows Allah's creation better than him? No one. He knows what to create that will cause us to give a response. Oh yeah. See, that's the problem. Muslims today do not understand la ilaha illallah. Muslims today, too many of us do not believe in the qadr of Allah. The Prophet said every nation has its pagans. The pagans of this nation are those Muslims who don't accept and believe in the qadr of Allah. Allah creates it. He created the circumstances that led up to all of this because he knew what man's reaction would be. Okay, so all that protesting and boycotting, you ain't doing nothing. And by the way, let me tell y'all to show how Allah again speaks the truth. I've heard some Muslims say, oh, we're succeeding. Succeeding in what? You know, we've been boycotting Starbucks. Starbucks is going out of business. They're losing money. Really? Because Starbucks got more free deals, and I've been cleaning up at Starbucks. Every Tuesday is buy one, get two free. If they was bankrupt, why is that? Because first of all, Starbucks is a franchise. I keep telling y'all that. Why Starbucks is a franchise. It's hard to take down a franchise like that because it's owned by the people that buy it. They got more 2-for-1s. Yesterday, I caught the special. Buy one, get one free. Friday, buy one, get a half price off than other. They got more deals. You got the pear. I had the pear today. What's the Starbucks pear? Coffee and a breakfast sandwich for half off. Does that sound like a company that's going out of business? What company that's going out of business is giving out freebies every day? And their menu is so advanced. Get a clue. Muslims, get a clue. You ain't doing nothing to stop the qadr of Allah. You can't stop it. What you can do to stop it, you're not doing, which is, like she said, fulfilling your obligations, checking your belief system, living up to what submitting to Allah's decree means. We talked about that today. MashaAllah, Sister Samat. She gave her class on the names of Allah today. For those of you who missed that class, it was wonderful. Make sure you guys watch the recording. Okay? She used such common sense with you guys. You know, we all talk about, oh, I feel bad. I feel bad because I don't have a house. I feel bad because I don't live, I've been living on this earth for 50 years and I still don't have no credit. I still don't have a nice house. I still don't have a husband. I don't have kids. You know, what did she say? Laila gives you the Islamic answers. I give you the answers from Quran and Hadith. Okay, she used a little bit of logic. She used a little bit of psychology with you today. She said, well, that should tell you something. That you got a problem with your heart. That you really don't understand what you were created for. Allah didn't tell any of us that just because we say we Muslim, that he's going to give us what we want in this world. She said, where does Allah say that? Where does Allah say anywhere that because you say you believe in me, that I'm going to give you everything you want, everything you think you have? Allah doesn't tell any of us that. So that means you missed the point. Allah created us, to test us from the moment we come out of our mother's womb until we die. To see the simple fact that you don't have a husband, that you don't have a car, that you don't have money, that you don't have a house. Allah tests us with worldly things like that to see if you will still submit to him. Just say, La ilaha illallah, alhamdulillah, and submit to him. Because it's all about him. It ain't about no house, no car, no husband, no kids. It's about him. And I really like how she answered that. She said, so if anyone is sitting around feeling bad because you don't have something that you believe or you think that you should have, you need to check your heart, check yourself, check your Aqidah, check your belief system, because you're not in submission to his decree. That's why the prophet said that the pagans of our nation are those who don't submit. We all say we accept the qadr of Allah, but not if you sitting around saying, why I ain't got a husband? You feeling sorry for yourself. You should be over that. You ain't got a husband because Allah didn't say be. Nothing will become unless he say it. And he knows what's best for you. He knows what you need. And he knows what you want. You may not get what you want in this world, but he says, I'll give it to you in the hereafter. So you ain't got no children. You ain't got no husband. You don't have a house. You don't have a car. You ain't rich like the Kardashians. So what? I'll be rich. I'll have a husband. I'll have millions of children. I'll have all the palaces I want in the hereafter. I'm going to submit to what Allah has decreed for me. And like she said, keep it moving. Keep it moving. And that also explains that hadith we talked about yesterday, that Amina Fresno asked about. The hadith where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if Allah allows you to live to see 60 or 40 or 30 years old, he ain't accepting no excuses. You've been living on this earth long enough where you should know to submit to Allah. There is no way in heck you should be 40, 50, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years old and still crying over spilled milk. Even the Kafirs say that. Don't cry over spilled milk. It's spilled, it's so. You should have been in submission by now. You've been single all your life and you still crying about it. It should be a part of you now. You should have moved on. You know, let me tell you, I wanted to have 15 children. Oh yeah, y'all believe it or not. I don't like kids now. But when I was young, I got married at 14. I wanted to have a bunch of kids. And I wanted to live on a farm. Oh yeah. I wanted children. I wanted horses. I wanted cows. I was this girl, a little girl. A woman, but a girl's mind and a woman's body. I wanted a farm with horses, cows, chickens, sheep, goats, lambs, and I wanted a bunch of children. I never got pregnant except one time. I said, look at this. Oh. And I didn't get pregnant until the year I got divorced. The year I divorced him is when I got pregnant. I had already accepted, well, it ain't in the cards for me. I moved on with my life, went to college, got a couple of college degrees, started teaching on the internet. Instead of teaching at the mosque, I started teaching on the internet. I moved on. I ain't got time to sit around crying over no spilled milk. It ain't in the cards for me, not in this world. It ain't in the cards for Layla to have kids and horses and cows. I even wanted horses with wings. I was going to go find me a unicorn. Oh, yeah, I was a silly little girl in a woman's body. I've always been fantastical. I moved on. I said, I'll have my horses and my sheep, my cows. You know, 100,000 cheering. When I'm in paradise, keep it moving. Why sit around crying over something that ain't gonna be? And I really liked how Sister Samat answered that, because we need to start thinking like people who are in submission. That's the whole thing. If you are in submission to Allah and his decree, you would think like that. She also talked about what I've been telling y'all. We don't live in the past. She said it, as Muslims, we don't sit there and cry over our past. We don't keep looking back at what could have been, what should have been. We think about what can be. We live in the present and we have hope for tomorrow. That's something I tell y'all all the time. Maybe it'll register hearing it from another person. Okay? We don't care about what happened. What happened when I was married for the first time? What? That's so what? Keep it moving. I learned. Keep it moving. Some people ask me, they say, oh, Sister Layla, you was married to the old man. And here you still promoting his stuff. Yeah, keep it moving. The old man got some knowledge. The old man knows this deen. The old man loves Allah. He loves the Prophet. His whole life was spent trying to teach us non-Arabic speaking people to love Allah, to love the Prophet. You looked at the good and keep it moving. Ain't nobody got time to live in the past. The past is suck you up. You will never advance. You'll be lost. You got to think about today and tomorrow. What could have been, should have been, ain't got nothing to do with what's here now and what can be here tomorrow. You know, that's understanding and accepting and in submission to the qadr of Allah. Most of us ain't on that level. Most of us can't do that. Yeah, there's a lot of women can't do what I do. Let bygones be bygones, as they say. Let bygones be bygones and come together with what's most important for the sake of Allah. Very few women can do that. We too stuck up in what somebody did to me. That's why it's going to be more women in hell. I ain't that type of woman. Nope. Now, something, if you hurt somebody, that's different. Life, the three things that are sacred, my life, my honor, my property, that's something different. But we get caught up in the petty stuff. And even if somebody did do something, you know, to my honor, you know, I got to learn how to leave it in the past and keep it moving. Learn from it. Don't let nobody else do that to you and keep it moving. Because life is short. That's the problem with most of you sisters. Y'all too stuck up in the past. You're sitting there allowing your genes to play with your emotions. You're allowing your personal gene to make you think about what should have been, what could have been. When Allah might have something better than all of this in store for you, if you just be patient. Allah has something better than all of this in store for you, if you just submit to Him, trust in Him, trust the fact that He knows what is best for all of us. Does that make sense to you guys? Y'all understand that? That was a good class that Sister Samak gave today, you know. And this is one of the things I've been, you know, trying to teach you guys, because most of the Muslims today don't understand what submission to Allah means. They don't understand what submitting to the qadr or the decree of Allah means. That's why they're protesting. That's why they're acting stupid about what Allah then already told them was going to happen. And not only did He tell us what was going to happen, He also told us what to do. He told us what to do when it happens. We don't even know what to do. We too busy caught up in our emotions. Okay? So, you know, this election that we got here in America, again, the Prophet Muhammad was clear, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, about women. When you look at what's happening in Bangladesh, we were talking about that today in my Zoom room. Look at Bangladesh. For all you Muslims out there that still don't want to accept what Allah says in the Quran about voting in elections for non-Muslims. Well, Bangladesh is a Muslim country. They should have known better, but they didn't. They had elections too. First of all, you never, what did we learn? As Muslims, we don't believe in a democracy. Not like that. We have to abide by the rules of Allah. It's not about the majority rule. Islam tells us that you can never appoint a woman, never appoint a woman, never appoint a woman to a position of authority like that, where she's a ruler over you. And the Prophet said, anyone who does that, your country will fail. Well, did they listen in Bangladesh? No. The Bangladeshi Muslims didn't listen. They put in office a woman, a prime minister who's a female. And look what's going on over there now. That's what the Prophet was talking about. That's the same thing that happened when the Persians did that. When the Persians appointed a woman as their ruler, the same thing happened to them. It's like Allah is showing you. Yes, they're secular now, but Google them. They're an Islamic secular country. Bangladesh is listed as an Islamic secular country. What does secular mean? Secular means democratic. We talked about that. Y'all should know the meaning of secular. They're dealing with democracy. They're a Muslim country, but they believe in the majority rule. You know, they're so-called, and there's a lot of, most Muslim countries are democratic. Did y'all know that? Most of these Muslim countries are democratic. We talked about that. But look at what happened. It's like Allah is giving you Muslims here in America and the West the signs. This Muslim country appointed a woman as its leader. And look what's going on. Now you got a woman running for president here in America. And from what I've heard, most of the Muslims are throwing their ballots on her. You shouldn't be voting at all. We already discussed that. You should not take part in any of this. This is well bara. This is well bara. And you definitely don't vote for no woman. You're going to end up like Bangladesh. Like Bangladesh. Look at that crazy stuff over there. And look at the woman in charge. Supposed to be Muslim, a so-called Islamic secular state. That's what they're listed at, because we Googled it. It's the Bangladesh. Type in the Google their religion, the country. They will say, we are an Islamic secular state. That's the religion of Bangladesh. Well, I said, see, examples. Pakistan will probably end up doing the same thing too. You know, putting a woman in charge where they had a woman before and they killed her. Y'all see what happened in Pakistan? That was in the early 2000s. Remember how they killed that Muslim woman who was a ruler? She wasn't the president or whatever, but she was one of the officials. They murdered her, killed her, said a woman's supposed to go home. So Pakistan tried it and it didn't work. They killed her. They'll probably end up killing this woman too. You never know. This is the world we live in. And all of this is happening. Why? Because we have deviated. We have deviated away from Allah and his laws, his rules, his commands. We've adapted the ways of the West, this democracy. We've adapted the ways of the West, Zionism. Okay? And now we have to reap what we've sown. And this is not going anywhere. This war is spreading. It ain't going nowhere. Any comments on this stuff? Yeah, like I said, it's happening in the UK, Australia. It's going to hit America too. We're the far west. You know, like the prophet said in that hadith, it starts in the east and it'll spread all the way around. We're the far west. It'll hit us last, but it's going to hit us. It ain't going nowhere. Exactly, Pamela. Pamela said most people don't even believe in Allah's signs. Yeah, they don't. You can look at the Muslims. Look how we're carrying on. Like, you know, in our own little bubble. Oh, I don't want to hear that. Oh, I don't want to hear her speaking about that. Oh, yeah, you want to hear me tell you a bunch of lies. You want to hear me sit here and tell you things that you want to hear, you know, that you don't have to wear hijab, that which is a lie, that you don't have to pray, and you can be the president of the United States, and you can be a airline stewardess, and you can also be a police officer. Wasn't that a question we had yesterday? Women want to be police officers. Yeah, you want to take off the hijab, become a stewardess, and fly to USA. You know, you want to take off the hijab and be a police officer so you can be a man for part of the day and a woman for part of the night. What kind of crap is that? Yeah, they don't want to hear this. We're twisted. Yeah. Any comments? So again, I just wanted to, you know, just speak about that because I was kind of taken aback because even I didn't know what was going on in Bangladesh until Anissa brought it up because her husband's Bangladeshi. And I'm like, oh my God. And I said, are they a Muslim country? And I go, yeah, they say we are an Islamic secular state. What type of crap? But so is Jordan. Did y'all know that? Jordan's an Islamic secular state too. So what's the difference? Okay, Brother Omar, have you been coming to my classes? I've answered that question 1,000 times. I did a whole class on that. What is Sharia law, Brother Omar? What is meant by Sharia law? What does it mean? Speak in English so you understand. I did about, how many lectures did I do on that, guys? About a whole week worth? Do you come and listen to my 6:30 classes? I've talked about it. What is Sharia law, guys? Sharia is an Arabic word that means the laws of Allah. We're supposed to live by the laws of Allah. That's why we can't run for president. That's why we can't vote for presidents, because it contradicts the laws of Allah. What are the laws of Allah, Brother Omar? Do you know what the laws of Allah are? Give me some examples, Brother Omar, of the laws of Allah. Evidently, you missed the class. Or you listening to too many people. You have to be careful on YouTube, Brother Omar, because most of the people that speak about Islam, number one, most of them are degenerates. Most of them are renegade degenerates. Most of them are of a different sect. Most of them are Shiites. Believe it or not, guys, YouTube and social media is controlled by the Shiites. Or they're Mu'tazila. They're these famous brothers that are Mu'tazila. Or they're just a bunch of radical Kharijites. So you have to be very careful. You can't hop around on YouTube, Brother Omar, listening to different people, because you're not going to learn the religion that way. You're going to hear all kind of views that are not Islamic. You need to find one teacher and stick to that one teacher. And that teacher has to be a bona fide, qualified teacher that is basing his or her knowledge and information on the Quran and the Hadiths, not anything else. The whole world should be Sharia. The whole world should be governed the way Allah commanded. The 10 commandments, Brother Omar, those are the laws of Allah. Yes, don't steal, don't cheat. But that's not going to happen until Jesus comes. Remember you asked me why Allah is sending Jesus? I gave you that answer the other day. Why is Allah bringing Jesus back? Jesus is coming back for one purpose: to reestablish the laws of Allah on the entire earth and the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad for the entire world. And after he does that, he's going to die. That's it. So there's not going to be, the whole world will never be governed by Allah's laws until Jesus comes. Allah done told us that. But does that mean that because Jesus is not here, that I can go out and rob, that I can go out and steal, that I can fornicate, adulterate, kill people, lie, cheat? Those are the laws of Allah, that we don't do that type of stuff. So wherever you live in this world, whatever country you live in, be it Saudi Arabia, be it America, be it on Mars, we're supposed to live by the laws of Allah. We're supposed to abide as Muslims by of the laws of Allah, being kind to our neighbors, being kind to our fellow people, even the non-Muslims. Not cheating, not stealing, not harming people, not sticking our nose in people's business when it's not our business. Those are all the Sharia laws, the laws of Allah. So we're all supposed to live by them, but most of us don't. That's why we're going to be in hell. That's why most of us are going to be in hell, because we didn't live by Allah's laws and rules. We lived by the rules of our desires. We lived by our desires. Okay, well, you need to stop watching debates, Brother Omar. Watching debates and watching radical Muslims fight on the internet. That's not Islam. The Prophet Muhammad said, I didn't come with that. When the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam heard two Muslims fighting and debating the Quran, he was angry. He came out of his house. He said, this is not what I was sent here for. I was not sent here for you to argue and debate the words of Allah against each other. Anyone who does this earns the hatred of Allah. So don't watch that type of stuff, Brother Omar. You need to stay off the internet with those type of radical, extreme, ignorant Muslims. Because all they're going to do is twist you up. They're going to take you away from your journey. They're going to take you away from the journey you're supposed to be on to get close to Allah. Don't watch that crap. Don't listen to them. Don't deal with those type of people. Yeah. Any other questions in there, guys? I hope this stuff is clear to everyone. Allah is in control of every single thing. He creates, and that's why when we finish this book on diluting al-wala wal-bara, that's why we're going to go back to the first book, which is Get to Know Allah. Because in the first book, many of you weren't here when I taught that 3 years ago. The first book of this series, it breaks down what it means to believe in Allah, what it means to submit to his decree, what it means to accept his decree and all of that, and how to change yourself. And that's why we're going to go back to the first book when we complete this one. For those of you who weren't here for the whole series. Yeah. Any other questions or comments? Okay, I'm looking at this new program. Yeah, that's another one of the signs. Yeah, it's time. I've been retired for 3 years, Pamela. Remember, I started teaching that when I had my knee surgery. When I had my knee surgery, my first knee surgery, and I had to retire from work, that's when I started teaching the Get to Know Allah series, the first book. And it's been 3 years since I had the first surgery. It's been over a year since I had the second one. Yeah, I just had the second one last year was when I had the second one. Oh, yeah. Time goes quickly. One of the signs of the last hour. Yes. Death. We'll be dead soon. Oh, yeah. Wake up today. Say alhamdulillah. The next thing you know, you're dead. Sounds morbid, but that's how it is. Oh, wasn't it just yesterday that I was teaching about wala wal bara? And here you done took my soul, Allah. I didn't get a chance to finish the book. It happens. That's why we don't live in the past as Muslims. That's why we don't focus on yesterday. We only stay focused on today and tomorrow. Yeah, we don't love no neighbors. There's a difference between love and respect. We don't love kafirs, guys. That's Christianity. The Christians teach love your neighbor. The Christians teach turn the other cheek. We don't teach that as Muslims. As Muslims, I don't love my neighbors. But as Muslims, I don't transgress people's rights either. Because Allah hates oppression. You're my neighbor. As long as you don't transgress me, as long as you don't bother me, I'm not going to bother you. But if you put your hands on me, I'm going to try to send you to the graveyard. That's the difference. We get along with everybody. We don't love everybody. I don't even love all Muslims. There are some Muslims that you have to hate for the sake of Allah. And in Islam, we believe in love and hate for the sake of Allah. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said hate is a part of faith. There are some Muslims, there's a lot of Muslims that I hate for the sake of Allah, because they're so terrible. They're corrupting the rest of you. So hate is a part of faith in Islam. We don't go around loving everybody. Well, no, that's not us. We love the believers. We love the true scholars. We love the true people of the truth. That's it. We don't give our love to just anybody. Islam is not Christianity. I get along with all my neighbors, but let them try to put their hands on me. Take you out. I get along with all my neighbors, but try to break in my house. See what I do to you. Wonder Woman. I get along with all my neighbors. Mess with one of my grandkids. Different problem now. We're balanced. We're, as Muslims, we are people of balance. We're not too far to the right, nor are we too far to the left. We're balanced. We're people who are all about justice. Okay? And Allah knows best with that, guys. So don't get it twisted. That's for the new shahadas. Don't get it twisted. Y'all got to get rid of that love your neighbor. And that love, you slap me, I'm going to let you slap me again. No, you slap me, I'm going to slap you back. Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions or comments? Yeah, so tonight at 9 o'clock, we have Dr. Jamali. And Dr. Jamali will be covering verses 235 of Surah Baqarah. You said 2, right, Fame? Verses 235 of Surah Baqarah, which speaks about the rights of the people, the rights of the women in Islam, and the rights of children. And also it speaks about the rights of wives and the rights of husbands. So you guys want to be here at 9 o'clock for Dr. Jamali. So if there's no other questions or comments, I'm going to log out for right now. And just to remind everybody, this class that was supposed to be Brother Hanif's class, it will resume. He's going to do it tomorrow at 6:30. So no questions or comments? All right. Okay, so I'll be back at 9. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. We'll see you guys at 9, inshallah.